pleasant, you can say, experience for me. When last time I had my session with you, since then, it was somewhere rolling inside my mind. But then I slowed down on to YouTube as well. Then I noticed
Okay.
Neha is also going very busy, hectic, and she had some family event also. But
Okay.
that thought was there in my mind that I want to you can say it's kind of just shooting the breeze.
Yeah.
So, and just a couple of days back, I noticed your session with Ashu.
Ashutosh.
So
Ashutosh.
that again, freshened up like my mind that I should have a session with you. I wanted to have you together, both together, but somehow she's going very busy, I think. So then
Yeah.
I dropped a message to you. Let's see how do you respond. And this way it worked out.
Yeah.
And today,
Yeah.
part chance, I picked up my phone. There was a junk call actually. I noticed there
Okay.
is a junk call. I disconnected the call at the same time. I noticed the notification by your end that if I'm free and your session,
Yeah.
all of that session.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So, how is life treating you?
Um, uh, it's going great. Great in the sense, there are always ups and downs.
Yeah.
Sometimes at the personal end, sometimes at the professional end. Everything is going at the same pace to some extent. But yeah, I have taken a sort of sabbatical from my work, you can say.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So these days I'm free in the morning, not totally free at home. I move out so many things, when
Yeah.
somebody who has been in job for the last more than 30 years, then so that way I'm busy with something which is not to be not coming in the shape at the moment. But yeah, I'm
Okay.
working on some other things also. And so far as the weather is concerned, yeah. So I was just telling you that in Punjab there is so uncertainty about the electricity cuts, and then weather is very sticky. It's
Okay.
muggy outside.
Oh. Even here, for the past 2, 3 days, it's almost 27, 28, which is like a little bit of, hot. Mhm.
But otherwise, how this weather goes on your side these days?
Otherwise, we have had rains on and off, and on the whole, pleasant, windy, pleasant. But the flip side is there's a lot of dust coming in, but that's okay. So,
Okay.
and
Dust storms,
that,
you mean? Dust storms?
from the roadside, because vehicles keep increasing day by day, isn't it? So,
That-
yeah. But otherwise, work wise, good, everything good. Life is treating me good, no complaints.
This is a positive aspect to your life. You take your life that way, always on the positive note. I remember this is a thing, this is a main, your characteristic feature I might have mentioned or noticed. I noticed it when we met the last time. So this is the fun of having these kinds of conversations. You get positivity, you get motivation where you meet somebody who is having this kind of bent of mind. So people
Correct.
like you, they always spread positivity around them.
I need to be. I need to be. Since I need to pass it on to people every day on a daily basis. So
That's
now
your
it's,
job. You
yeah,
have
that's,
taken responsibility also.
yes, yes, yes. So first is mindset. When somebody comes to me and says, I'm finding this very tough, how do I, like read this or take it in my mind? Then the first thing that I do is I tell them it is not tough at all. It is easy. That should be the mindset. Then sit and read, it will be easy. From the beginning, you're giving command to your mind saying it is tough. So the mind is also acting likewise.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
what to
mindset game.
True, 100%.
When you start thinking, I think your environment that starts working that way.
Exactly. That is why when generally people say no that I don't, my environment is like that. I feel that we are the ones who control the environment because we are superior to it. We have the thinking power and the ability. So then we should create an environment likewise for us, or else then we will be like some other animals which don't have that thinking power or reasoning ability, isn't it?
Hmm.
Though it may not work every time, it may call for tremendous work from our side. It is not easy. It is easier said than done, isn't
Hmm.
it? Only when somebody goes through something, they think that, oh God, what a bad thing to happen to me. Because you feel that, your mind goes even more, it becomes, negative thinking comes in and we get stuck. But then when we think that, chalo, okay, what next? This has happened. What has happened has happened. It is a loss, of course, no doubt. Nobody can, replace it. But then what next? Then the mind will give us positive solutions and positive strokes.
Hmm.
That also is easier said than done. It comes with practice. But it is not impossible.
Hmm. Yes,
That is
it's not.
it is not impossible. Yeah.
When you change your mindset, maybe that it takes a bit longer. Maybe it's not giving you 100% results. Maybe you succeed in just coming up with 10 or 20% of the something better comes out of it.
Correct.
But
Correct.
yeah, it's mindset game.
Correct. That is a person who is confident and secured. That is that's the way a confident and a secured person reacts to situations, isn't it?
Hmm.
Not getting bogged down. That is why we have to first make ourselves confident and secured. Then the rest will fall in place because we will know how to deal with this situations and circumstances.
Hmm.
Because every day something or the other keeps happening. Some, some good things, some bad things. If we keep getting upset for every small thing, then we can't lead our life, isn't it? And things don't work out as planned by us. That is also there, isn't
Hmm.
it? So we have to take things as they come. Yeah, you're saying something?
Life is really very uncertain. The situations around us, surroundings are always uncertain.
Yes.
So you say so many good things. And suppose if somebody asks you that how to be confident, because just a couple of seconds ago you said you try to be confident. So how can you give your message to the viewers or the listener or the people around you that somebody who is not into it, who feel who is in having a kind of mindset where if some unfavorable kind of situation the person comes with, uh,
Correct.
in certain situations people normally back out.
Yes.
How to become confident and overcome with that situation? What is your take on it? Any tips to become confident? Because Sheila ji, though I've been in this field where I have been dealing with people for the last more than 30 years, but sometimes in your life you come across certain situations, and I do feel that kind of feeling like uh, sometimes I too back out. But once the situation is gone, then I realize that I shouldn't have done it because everybody around me is not up to the mark. They sometimes pretend to be superior, but
Correct.
under certain conditions or situation, they intimidate you. And
Correct.
anything from your side that if you come across certain, I mean, some this kind of situation, how to cope up with that situation, how to behave as being confident in that situation so that you never back out.
One thing is, accept ourselves with our flaws as it is. First thing is that we have to accept ourselves fully with our flaws and then start working on our flaws, whatever is our negative or minus point. And, and we should be aware of it that what is our plus point, what is our minus point. So I am weak in this. So then I need to make up in this and get better at this. So that is self acceptance. And don't keep looking for validation. It doesn't happen that way. Then what will
Hmm.
happen is your mind will get trained to, like getting validation. But there are very few who are as matured as that to give us validation. So we have
Hmm.
to work on our own. without waiting for any validation. But it is human tendency to seek for validation. That is also there. And and if suppose something is happening and you have to put your foot down and say no, then you have to say no and not
Hmm.
take more than we can do. That is where this thing comes in. When we take on more than we are having in our plate, more than we can eat, then what happens is that is the time when we get, like there is pressure, unwanted pressure that we put on ourselves. That is one kind, isn't it? So
Hmm.
say no, cut and rightly say no. No, this I can do, this I cannot do. Don't think what the other person will think about me. No, don't think that. Or what if I sound rude, or what if I'm sounding unhelpful? No. Tell them your situation. So be clear cut in your communication
Hmm.
and seek for feedback from people who are genuine, who give you genuine feedbacks, not from everybody. If somebody tells you some XYZ is telling you something, you should not put it into your mind and start, oh, he or she told me this. Oh, that means I don't have this. Do I lack this? Do I need to do something? Then again, that overthinking will come. If all this is there within you, then you gain as a person, you gain confidence. So then what happens if there is some untoward situation or circumstances? So then you are able to look at it very maturely. Okay, this has happened. Now why has this happened? How, what now, since this has happened, what can I do about it? Okay, because first is solution. After that, once that solution is, seeked, or remedy is done, then why did this happen? Now I should not repeat it. From this, what do I take out? What is the lesson that I'm getting from this? So next time, so that I can be forearmed. Is it, I mean, like, am I making sense?
Yes, yes, of course, you are making sense. Very much, it's a sensible kind of thing you have just shared
Yeah,
with me.
yeah,
I agree with you that it is the problem is with the this feeling of getting validated by someone. This is majority of our issues. They are we have this kind of conflict. Like when we do something, we always seek. Maybe our subconscious mind, we have this kind of conflict that if I did it, why it was not taken, nobody took notice of it, or that kind of thing. Of course, that feeling is there. Another thing is uh, no one else. Then, like if it is me, I know what are my limitations, and
yes,
I know I always take myself as a whole. I'm quite familiar with the fact that I'm having much more number of my flaws as compared to my some shining points, and I try to cope up with it. Some that kind of conflict is at the moment going inside my mind, and that's why I've taken a sabbatical from my work also, because higher you go on some rank, more challenging your position becomes. So at
yes,
that time,
yes.
sometimes you come across certain kinds of conflicts inside your mind, where at certain point of time you start feeling that things are not coming up the way they should come up with, because you are putting in all the efforts, you are making all the efforts. So then you start feeling okay. It's a kind of, you can say, I took it as a, this is a time to meditate in the sense to take a pause. I need some time to rejuvenate myself mentally as well as physically, of course, because I drive a lot on daily basis. But that thing is not happening at the workplace. Similar kind of situation we come across at the family end also. So that
Oh,
way, I second your opinion. You are perfectly all right. Okay,
yeah,
let's talk about something else. Because
yeah,
we are meeting after so many months, like it was the winter period when we met last time. Winter
yes,
days were, these are winter
yes,
days. And I know you teach Hindi to your students. Okay. And how has your sessions been with your students going? And are you still continuous onto YouTube, having these kinds of sessions also?
I do have these sessions, though now maybe a little less, but because of my time constraint, because my Hindi comes first for me, because that is my profession and I have to be true to my profession. So that plus my house, no, the responsibility towards my house, that also comes first. So whatever time is left out in between, but I would still love to have conversation wherever possible, whatever time is left, because it gives me happiness. It gives me that, like I'm in touch. And since I like it, I don't mind taking out time for it. That's why. I have
But
answered your question.
there is no, I don't find any flaw when you talk in English. Like in my case, because when I became irregular, because I started feeling that I'm lagging behind, because this is the only time when I get the opportunity to talk to someone in English. Because I might have shared it with you that because we live in Punjab and
Correct.
Punjabis are bold when they express
Yeah.
themselves in their Punjabi language, right? At the
Mm.
workplace also, people, everybody, every second person would come to you and they would talk, prefer to talk in Punjabi only, not even in Hindi, right? Sometimes people, they start offending also when it
Yeah.
comes to language. So this was also one of the reasons I was trying to find out to fetch some time, because my schedule is also going very unpredictable kind of, like part chance
Oh.
I'm sitting for you at this time might be in the routine I'm out somewhere battling with some issues, and trying to cope up with that, and trying to find out the solutions for those
Mm.
problems. So many things are going inside my mind. Otherwise there is, otherwise if somebody look at my journey, there are no issues, because besides being a wife and a daughter in the sense, because I have three parents to take care of, and
Mm.
my children are grown up, they are away. I want to come up to some now conclusion that what should I now do, like should me now I must start living as me only, because I have worked, Sheila ji, for so many years. And at certain point of time in your life, you start thinking, where is my me time? And you know, you go the way, maybe you are an exception, because when I talked to you last time and even today, I have the realization, I could have that realization that you are mentally so mature that you know um, how to change the situation. You have that much of positivity, but maybe I don't. I lack that quality. I have now, after coming at this stage of my life, I have started realizing that I haven't lived my life. My me life, what I am exactly from my inside.
Okay. Okay. Are you toying with the idea of, do you work? Do you want to take time? You said you have taken a sabbatical, isn't it? Now, after taking a sabbatical, how are you feeling mentally?
Uh, I'm
Going to
feeling
work,
currently,
savvy, not going to.
sorry.
I am asking mentally, how do you feel now? Earlier, when you were going to work, and now when you are not going to work, what is your mental?
Actually, my that sense of independence, mentally to be independent, is getting stronger and stronger, because I have done the job under some boss, maybe some invisible kind of boss. Because when you do some nokri kind of thing, it is a nokri. Every second moment you are answerable to the higher ups. And at your top, again, some human being is there who is controlling your mind and your other actions, and they are not supreme powers. They may not be right all the time, and that majority of the time I have seen, here I can say very strongly that I am an exception. I haven't used my power for the wrong means, for in the wrong way. But there are people who always try to intimidate you, and especially when some female is there at having a strong hold somewhere, but somebody again at the top is a male, they cannot tolerate it. This is also one of the important, in our society, this is one important component. And I have suffered a lot because of it a couple of years back also. Then I quit that job and I rejoined some other job. We are confident, we are educated, we know what is wrong and right, and we have all the power to change the society. But I feel we are living two personalities at the same time. As two personalities at the same time, it's going to take so many eras to come,
Yeah,
like, to
yeah,
bring that change. I think, are you getting my point? What I mean, being a female, being a lady, and
yeah,
the kind of society we are living in. So the
yeah.
conflict is now that
Always.
with that.
Yes, yes, yes. I think my opinion, I think you are better off leaving the job, and then you will have the independence, unless you have a financial constraint, unless you have a very compelling financial need to go out and work. I think now you have that luxury of taking that decision. I think that is weighing on your mind. You have taken the decision, but somewhere it is in your mind, thinking that, have I done the right thing, have I done the wrong thing, is it going to impact my other, no, other life, or like, does, is it going to have an impact on other people's lives? No, don't do that. I think you have taken the decision, it is right, and go by your gut feel. That's what is your predicament, I think, isn't it?
This is now kind of validation.
Correct. No. All of us at some point of time, we need this, from somebody, a little bit of support, a little bit of. So, that makes us more, oh, yeah, I'm on the right
I,
track.
yeah, from validation, I meant this kind of support. Sometimes you need that somebody
Yes.
should come at the forefront and say, okay, go ahead, you are right. Go
Yes.
ahead. Like you just
Yes.
mentioned, I will go as per my gut feeling. Maybe you are
Correct.
right. I was
Yes.
unable to put up all these things into the exact kind of words. And now you have concluded with your final remarks.
Yes. And just take that away and concentrate on the one that you have chosen now. You'll be happier.
Hopefully, it works
Yes.
out.
I can see the smile so different in your face. It is radiating happiness, which was not there earlier. Yeah. Because we women have this instinct, which is very strong instinct, isn't it? So 99% it is, like, it works out. So you
Thank
don't
you.
need to worry. Yeah, you don't need
Oh,
to worry at all. I think you will be more free, more liberated, and you will be able to do so many things. Because see, you are talented, you are educated, you are talented. So you can, like, now I think you will come up, like, you will come to your own self, and your true talent will be, like, yeah. So then what will happen is, it will make you feel more happy. Earlier you had talent, everything, but maybe it was getting somewhere, it was getting clouded, maybe because you had people to, you were answerable to. So maybe sometimes you are not able to do things that you think were right, but somebody else didn't think it right. There are so many things. After all said and done, in job there is an hierarchy, isn't it? So we are ultimately answerable to the person who is above us. So it happens unless that person is very matured and very strong.
this is my takeaway from this session.
You know what? Love yourself, love your pluses and minuses, grow yourself, never ever compare yourself with anybody else. You as a person are, that's it. You'll be happy in life. Yes. Nurture yourself. When you nurture yourself and you grow as a person, you will be able to give happiness to the family, to the workplace, to your friends and relatives, everybody you meet.
This should be takeaway for everybody whosoever comes across this session as well. That at certain point of time, you should become a bit selfish and give time to yourself and live those moments for your own inner self. If you have
Yes.
already done so much of the things for the people around you, now do something for yourself, your inner self.